Hello. In this video I'll be explaining how to use the preview mode in EP Animations with the EP Recorder iPhone or Android app. So you'll see here in EP Animations my phone is paired with the computer and auto record is turned on. There's another video available about pairing the phone with the computer if you don't know about that yet. We've got an animation in a queue. I won't go into detail about this. Once everything's set up, we hit start animation and then the preview will appear. So first, looking at the preview, you can see here we've got it on both eyes mode. So you see the two green circles. They're what we're going to try and line the eyes up with. We've got the settings on the right, so we've got the torch brightness and the way that we're using the camera. While we try to line up the eyes, we can click on the orange refresh preview button and move around. So that's moving the test subject, the head or the camera to try and line things up nicely. Especially with two eyes, it can be quite tricky to get things lined up properly. It always takes me several attempts, but just keep clicking that refresh preview until you get it right. And with the two eyes, or with both versions actually, the camera tries to focus on the green circle. So you want to make sure that the circles are more or less aligned with the eyes, otherwise it can get out of focus a little bit. And obviously the sharper the image, the better quality results you're going to get. We can also adjust the frame rate and the resolution. Depending on how much accuracy I think I need in a specific situation, I tend to use 30 or 60 frames per second. I never use 4K, I always use 1080p because it just increases the processing time, and I don't think 4K adds much in terms of accuracy. But obviously, different circumstances, you may even want to go up to the 240 frames per second if you need it, or as low as 24 or whatever your phone makes available. The torch brightness can also be quite important. Obviously, brighter light helps. You want to be able to really pick out the pupils clearly. At the same time, obviously a lot of the time working with patients who might have light sensitivity, headaches, that sort of thing. So you can get away with using low or medium light and not using the light at all. Unfortunately, isn't really an option. High is better when you can. Low, medium, they'll work. So two eyes, like I said, can be quite difficult to line up. I tend to use the one eye mode a lot of the time. One eye mode, you'll see it has one green circle instead of the two. And the idea is just to get the iris of the eye lined up in the circle. That's often quite a lot easier. The angle makes a little bit less of a difference. You don't have to get it exactly precise as long as the eye is more or less in there. It also gives a pretty good idea of how close in to the camera you want the eye to be. A little bit closer can work, but you don't really want to be too much smaller than the circle with the iris. You see here we've got a nice clean black pupil, more or less in the circle. So once I've checked all my settings, I can click continue and the program will go on to the animations.